Hey everybody, it's Steve, and this is day numero tres of the 12 Days of Soul Care Storytelling Edition. And I'm here to remind you that storytelling is good for the soul. And today we're going to talk about characters. Characters in the story. It's a fun story when there are a lot of colorful characters, and it's a great story when you come to really care about the characters in the story. Now, what makes us care about characters? Well, somehow they've got a struggle, somehow they might have humble beginnings, somehow they are up against the odds and we begin to pull for them. They may have some superpowers, they may be Marvel heroes, but they also have vulnerabilities. They may be conflicted. Whatever it is, somehow we connect with these characters. The author does a wonderful job, causes us to care about the characters, and we view them sympathetically. This is done wonderfully in Jim Carrey's rendition of The Grinch. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The Grinch, he's a mean one, Mr. Grinch, and he's despicable. He's got all sorts of nasty habits and no respect or love for people. But then we learn his backstory. We learn about his humble beginnings. We find out what happened to him when he was a child in school, and how he fell in love and had his heart broken, and how he was teased and came to be ostracized and live in isolation and become the nasty character that we know when we meet him in the story. But we learn about his backstory. We learn about the story pulls the curtain back on his heart, which is going to grow 3 sizes in one day, and he becomes a heroic character. And we come to believe that there's redemption, that there's a chance for transformation in all of us and in everyone. And that's really, that's just kind of the theme of the gospel, right? That there's hope even for the most unlikely of us. I love how in the biblical Christmas story in Luke, God does that with the shepherds. The shepherds are outsiders. They're literal outsiders working outside at night, watching their sheep. And they're outsiders in that culture. They're not respected. They are viewed as notorious thieves and cheaters. And indeed, their testimony was not allowed in court. And so God takes these have-nots, these outsiders, and God gives them a place in the story and says, you know, your witness may not be accepted in a court of law among man, but you will be my witnesses. You're going to be the first to tell people about the birth of Jesus, because God does not look at man the way man does. Man looks on the outward appearance, God looks at the heart. I'm reminded of a time when my friend Jeff Johnson was sharing a story about a man he knew, and that man at that time, Jeff knew him, was homeless. And years later, when Jeff bumped into him on the street, he was still homeless. And Jeff was asking him how he was and showing an interest. Are you okay? Do you have a place to stay? Do you have any money? To which the man replied, well, Jeff, a little. How much do you need? We need to ask God for eyes to see people the way he sees people. So here are 3 takeaway questions. 1, do you look at people sympathetically? Ask God for eyes to see people sympathetically, to look at them the way that God does. And second of all, do you believe that God looks at people sympathetically, that he's pulling for them, that he's in their corner, that he came to seek and save what was lost? If not, who did he come to seek and save, the perfect or the sick? So third of all, do you believe that God looks at you sympathetically? Because I'm here to tell you, my friend, he does. He's pulling for you. He's in your corner. He came to make you his, if you're an outsider, to make you part of his story, part of his family, to walk with him, talk with him, and to be your companion in life. Well, that's what I have for you. And these kind of thoughts are good for the soul. So I hope that you will ponder them. Share this video with whoever you think might need a word of encouragement. And we will see you at our next edition of the 12 Days of Soul Care Storytelling Edition. Take care now. Bye-bye.